Hello Scorpio, and welcome to your Scorpio November 2020 tarot reading and forecast. It's great to see the subscribers back again. Great love and energy towards you. Always good to see you. Now, do you know, if you would like to have a personal clairvoyant reading with me, then just check out the information that's in the description box below. But now I'm going to pull for you 5 cards from this deck developed in Russia by a Russian guy called Yuri Shakov, who died back in the 80s. And he was a Russian miniature painter. And you know how the Russians put like paintings, like little miniature scenery on things like chicken eggs and things like that? Well, that's the similar style. He was a renowned miniature painter. And this is what there's the temperance. That was the 4 of clubs. Clubs? That's something you don't often see in tarot, is it? That name of a suit? Anyway, it's the picture that will talk to me, and depending on what else is around it will determine what the energies are. There's the Chariot, good for you. That's a good one. Gee, that's a lovely picture as well. And let's have a look at this. There's the 9 of clubs, the 4 of clubs and the 9 of clubs. Let's see what this is. Let's pull this, whatever that happens to be. There is the Empress. Well, why don't you come sit down next to me? Let's have a look at the really fascinating imagery on these cards while I do the reading for you. Now, next month's reading will be published on Wednesday the 11th of November at 2 p.m. US Eastern Time. Great energy here. Let's have a look at this 4 of clubs. See what it says for you, shall we? The 4. I like the number 4. A lot of Jupiter associated with the number 4. Now I'm looking at all these trees growing up into the air, and this cloud and this steeple going into the air, so I'm getting a feeling of air here. Now why is that important? Well, it's because I see the sign of Libra in it. Now Venus rules 2 signs, Taurus and Libra. So I'm assigning Venus to Libra in this particular card of yours with this spread here. And I see Venus in the 3rd decan of Aries, that 10th to the 19th of April. Now, this is the Lord of perfected work. And Venus needs to travel. Venus in Aries, well, to get into Aries, Venus has to go to the diametrically opposed side of the zodiac wheel from Libra. And so she's going to be in detriment when she gets there. Now, the other thing, of course, is that Aries is ruled by Mars. Now, how do you think Venus and Mars get on? Well, ordinarily, they don't get on well at all. But in this case, I think that they do. And I think it is because Venus exercises her feminine charms upon the aggressive, destructive Mars, and she tames the beast. You Scorpio women will know what it is to tame a man and to bring him within your control better than anybody. So there is harmony here. And in fact, there is something of a opposites attract energy going on. So you may well find that you have an attraction to somebody that you've never looked at before, or whose ideas or thoughts or manner has been, well, repulsive at worst, but neutral at best for you. And now you find, oh, I'm looking at them with new eyes. Or it might be that you look upon a new line of interest or work that you never thought that you would have an interest in before, and you go, I might pursue this. This looks like it could be interesting. And you'll find that that is something which is going to bring a lot of harmony and peace to you. It could also be that you have an emotional, that's Venus, idea to get going in new directions, which is the Aries aspect of it. But I'm getting a lot of completion around here, a lot of tying off, the possibility of new beginnings. This is a green light to success for you. It's about setting foundations, the first stage to completion. Now, for some people, it may also mean that there is the setting up the sprucing up of the house that you live in, or the apartment that you live in, or even moving to a new home. But I also think that it could mean that, or it does mean that there is something, I think, that needs to be completed despite your desire to move on to new things. Now, this could be completing a relationship. You might need to tie things off with somebody else before you move on with somebody else. This could relate to work, or to new relationships, or to a new dynamic within an existing relationship. Now, it can also relate to the self. Now, I'm mindful of this card here, where one aspect of you wants to go in one direction, and another aspect of you wants to go in another direction, or just stay the same. But certainly something beautiful is making its way into your relationships. Now, you may notice at first, as established conditions are called into question and discussed openly, clarifying the old is a prerequisite for a new oneness, a new beginning. Are you prepared to accept your partner as he or she is in spite of your differences? What areas are in urgent need of clarification or of resolution? If there is some tension between you and somebody else, now is a good time to clarify and resolve the interaction and complete the old. And say to yourself that completing the old frees me for the new. Well, okay, let's have a look at this. Where shall we go? Let's stay on this same horizontal line, shall we? The daughter of the reconcilers, the bringer forth of life. This is very much about, I think, you digging inside of yourself, almost as if you dig into the earth or go down into a cave or into a mine. A mine is probably a better analogy given the complexity of you. Go down the mine shaft, breach out under the ground, dig into the earth, and there you will uncover the hidden stone, that jewel. And this is like saying to you, go deep inside yourself, and in there you will uncover the diamond that is you. It's about self-knowledge in some respects. But I say this, that your heart knows in silence the secrets of the days and the nights, but your ears thirst for the sound of your heart's knowledge. You would know in words that which you have always known in thought. You would touch with your fingers the naked body of your dreams, and it is well that you should. The hidden wellspring of your soul needs to rise and run murmuring to the sea. The treasure of your infinite depths would be revealed to your eyes. But don't let there be any scales to weigh your unknown treasure. And don't seek the depths of your knowledge with a tape measure. For yourself is a sea, boundless and measureless. Don't say, I have found the truth, but rather, I have found a truth. Don't say, I have found the path of the soul. Say rather, I have met the soul walking upon my path. For the soul walks upon all paths. The soul walks not upon a line, and nor does it grow like a plant. The soul unfolds itself like a lotus of countless petals. There is a real sense here, for me, for you, of the combination of forces, about realization realization about things to do with yourself and with your nature, and an acceptance of your nature. I think there's also action that you will be taking, but taking with the background of an accurate assessment. I also think it's a time where you may be economizing things, using some sort of budgeting and financial management. But certainly also here, there is success, I think, after what may well have been quite complicated dealings with a situation or with somebody else. And I also see here that there's something of an escape for you, that you might be getting out of something, that you might be getting away from somebody, that you may be being free, becoming free, escaping from something or someone. I really feel that there is a sense here also that you are learning to bring about balance and moderation in your life. Now, this at the time is a time to be patient. Just go for the ride. Let things evolve at their natural pace, and do some self-evaluation, which I think you will do, and re-examine your life's priorities. And I see you working in harmony from a place of stability and strength that is within you. So really here, what we have is a focus, I think, for you on reintegration. This is a period of self-evaluation. In order to re-examine your priorities, you're now seeking a much greater balance between your inner and outer self, searching for higher meaning and purpose in life. Now, you may experience during this time a clash between your habits and your new vision, but just trust your inner self. This is really asking you to look inward. It's a time to reflect on what changes in your life are necessary to create greater purpose and fulfillment. You might be acting impatiently and taking hasty decisions which unbalance you sometimes. But visit the interior of the earth, and by purifying what you find there, you will discover the stone. Now, I want to look at what? Gee, look at this, another major arcana. Well, let's have a look at this Empress here. Now, again, it's a Russian deck. That double-headed eagle is a symbol of the Russian monarchy and emperor. Well, she is the daughter of the mighty ones, and there's a lot of Venus around her, and the element that is around her is that of earth. Now, I think what this is talking about is really, well, the Empress embodies and commands the feminine in all of its forms. Her form and surroundings are marked by beauty and wholeness. You feel a sense of well-being in her presence, taking part in the harmony of her being. Her beauty is not restricted only to the externally visible. Her femininity is fully evolved on all levels of her being, giving her a special radiance. She is a mother. She is also a lover. She is a ruler and a witch at the same time. Her strength rests in the unifying of the highest spiritual values in their fully perceivable forms, with the lowest material qualities. Now, the essential characteristics of her dominion, she's an empress, remember, are love in its giving and in its receptive aspects, creativity and fruitfulness, understanding and wisdom. This is speaking to me of a particularly fertile time. So, if you're engaging in activity where fertility is around, just be careful. But there is a wisdom here, an inner and outer wealth. Now, I do really think that you will, because of the fertility around here, I do think that you will hear of a pregnancy or of a birth. I think that this is being in touch with the beauty of your life. Now, it could well be that you are exploring the relationship with your mother. But I notice here that sitting next to it is this Chariot. And so I think it could also be that you are exploring the relationship with your father, or either with a maternal or a paternal figure, or you acting as or being in the position of a maternal or a paternal figure to somebody else, providing guidance and counsel. Now, I think what she does is she reminds us that spirituality is expressed from the heart and from the head, and spirituality is expressed by living, by stacking the dishwasher, mundane though that sounds, by going to McDonald's and getting a hamburger. You'll have a very empathetic and caring personality during this period. You will have the opportunity to fulfill your potential. And if you're involved in a small business, though it may seem strange at the moment, I do think that the small business is going to go quite well. There is also here with her, I think, a strong love of nature, a natural parental figure. You may be strongly service-oriented, and I don't think that anybody is going to be able to categorize you as being either emotional or intellectual during the period. I think you'll have a good mixture of both. But I do think this, though. I think you'll have great leadership ability, and I think that other people are going to see you as a natural leader. It's a particularly good card for women, this, which says you can do it, get out there and get on with it. Now, you see, the beauty that you see in others, which attracts you to them, is a beauty you carry within yourself. You are in the process of unfolding and evolving that beauty. Now, this may be the right time to work through and clarify any unresolved mother or father conflicts, I think. Say to yourself, I am filled with beauty and power. I give and receive wisely. I realize that the capacity to receive is equally as powerful as the capacity to give, and I value the healing power of beauty, harmony, and of love. Now, let me have a look. I noticed something down this left-hand corner. Here it is. We'll have a look at this. We'll leave that other major arcana to the end. This is what? Here we go. Right. The Nine of Clubs, or what I call the Lord of Great Strength. It is the moon ruling the second decan of Sagittarius, 3rd to the 12th of December. Now, in the numerology, the 9 here for me is also mystically associated with the moon. And so we have a double lunar influence because there is the moon in the 9 and the moon ruling Sagittarius. But I think what we have here is power gained through unifying conscious and unconscious energies for you. Great degree of determination. This is the Lord of great strength. You'll have great strength of character, courage under fire, defending what you have worked for, and a strong and well-deserved belief in yourself. Now, what this card is about, it's about endurance. You know, you'll have the ability to endure things. You'll be able to reach into yourself and discover new depths of strength and power that you thought you never had. Now, you may encounter obstacles, of course. We all encounter obstacles from time to time, but you're going to have the strength to overcome them. When this energy, in this position, with this chariot, I'll get to next, sitting beside it, turns up, you can be assured that you have what it takes to get by. Even in times of difficulty and stress, inner strength is going to rise up and guide you towards your goal. Now, in the process, you're going to learn more about yourself and your abilities, and gain a new, all-round perspective which brings security and self-confidence. Do you know, I think that you're going to be in the process of discovering your real strength. So trust your inner guide, or your guides, your spirit guides. We all have them. You may want to take part in groups which can help you develop and unfold your potential. Are you a little afraid of your own strength? In what areas in your life does this fear come up? I think you should also pay attention to your dreams at this time and say this to yourself: I know more and more clearly who I am. This recognition leads to the full development of my potential strength. Well, that leads us then to your final card, which is this central energy, and let's have a look at it. The Chariot. Now, you know what these horses are? This is your spiritual nature trying to leap up, and this is your carnal nature, your human flesh nature, and it is the task to keep the both reined and balanced. Well, this is the moon ruling Cancer with Jupiter exalted. And what I think that this is saying to you is that, again, there's new beginnings here and changes for the good, some degree of introspection, but then I think that that's only natural, coming as, seeing as we had dealt with that before. The triumph in the face of adversity. Well, this is also what this was talking about, wasn't it? This triumph in the face of adversity, or maybe not so much adversity or obstacles, but if adversity comes up, you are going to overcome problems and you'll have success, even if you have little or no support. It may also mean that you are coming to the aid of another person. And just have in thought these words: O amber heart, O crystal bell that rings once without end. I am the wine you bear in your ceremony. My will is to serve you alone. Am I fermented properly? Is the vintage ripe? Oh, that I may give pleasure to your mouth, oh my beloved. Yeah. Well, he is the child of the power of waters, the lord of the triumph of light. And this is talking about victory over adversity. And I think that you have come through something of a difficult period, haven't you? And you're going to overcome it. This is saying also that you're going to have the courage to act. Now that's important, because you may well have the desire or the thought to act, but unless it's backed up, then it's of no effect, is it? But you're going to have that courage to act, and you're going to have success over previous negative patterns, be they patterns of thought, patterns of behavior, patterns which are not letting you live your life to the full. I think you may find that there is something of a focus on self-discipline here, even if at times there is a period of rest and contemplation, moving towards higher goals, but remaining centered and protective of yourself. You'll be one who is gifted in getting things underway, the ability to move people, situations, and projects, and handle multiple projects, ideas, and interests at the same time. You're going to need change and variety, and you'll have little regard for anything that is dull and boring. Now, you're probably not a detail person, but I think that you'll find that you're able to get on top of details if it's necessary, but I think that you'd prefer to be a generalist rather than specializing in any one thing. The oncoming change promises to lead to a positive phase of your life. Ready yourself, put your affairs in order, examine the possibilities. You're going to leave a lot behind. What area of your life will be changing? Are you ready to ring out the old and ring in the new? Seek or create for yourself a loving, secure environment. There you can plan to change your journey. I think your body also needs attention and activity now. You say to yourself, I am putting my life in order and preparing for the new beginning. I motivate others positively. I am responsible for what I cause, and I accomplish things well and with ease. Well, I have to say, Scorpio, you've done a great job there. Well done. That's the way it is for you this month.
Well, I, for one, really enjoyed doing that reading, and I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed providing it to you. Now, until I see you next month, remember one thing, and one thing always, and it is this, that you are a legend, and I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.